Anyways, coming back to the topic right now, theoretical topic that we'll do. We looked at a little bit of creating the account yesterday, and then we created the resource group. And in the video that I shared with you yesterday, you find that in the middle of the video, the gentleman was saying that creating resource group will not cost you anything. So you are still in the safe zone. Nothing is being cost, and I'm happy that Annalisa is able to create the account as well. So did you still use Yahoo account, or did you create a new Hotmail or Live account? So that will reaffirm our knowledge that Yahoo account was only the culprit, and it will help everybody
Yeah,
else.
I use the Yahoo.
Oh, you use the Yahoo?
Yeah, I just use a different card. Maybe the other one has a restrictions or so. Like they need some days before they validate the CC.
Credit.
It says on my yeah.
Okay. So some they needed validation, but you still use the Yahoo account, right?
Yes, I use my Yahoo account.
Okay. So account. So this clarifies one thing, that Yahoo account is not the issue there. So if, I was thinking maybe next time I will be teaching. I will still recommend that you use the in the next course when I will be teaching that. This confirms that yes, people can use Yahoo, but recommended is Hotmail or Live account. So that's good. Thank you for your information. So when we talk about virtualization, our basic understanding of virtualization, and that is why I was asking you in the start of this lecture that have you guys created a virtual machines? You have. So in the typical virtual machine architecture that we have a physical machine or a server or our home laptop or our home desktop on which we have operating system installed. And the first thing we do when we buy it from Best Buy or Amazon is that we so the first thing we do is we let me know if I'm missing something, if you're saying something, but that's why I muted everyone. But you can send me or shoot me a message if it is that you are talking something. Anyways, so you first thing first that you get is the physical machine. You install the operating system, and then you have a file system, services, ports, etc., etc., and then you have Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Adobe Reader, and whatever that you do. This is the typical physical machine scenario that you do in the physical machine. But in the virtual machines, which everybody did, and I'm glad everybody did, is that you get a physical machine, then you have an operating system, then you install some kind of a virtualization software. The three that I named was Hyper-V, VMware, or Oracle VirtualBox. It's up to you, whichever you choose. Then you install that virtualization software. That virtualization software help you lift that you can create a virtual machine on top, and on that virtual machine you create an operating system. You install your file system, services, ports, etc., and then you install apps on there. So it automatically detects part of the things for you, like file system, services, ports, and etc. But main thing, in the virtual machine you can install your apps, and you can typically do it in a server machine. More you can create as many, but not as many. You can create more virtual machines and distribute the memory and RAM and the disk space on those virtual machines. So this is the story of one operating system installed on one physical system, machine. My virtualization, what it does is that it helps you create multiple virtual machines, and you can install operating system on top of that and start installing app or apps. So the key features that we learned is the physical machine. What is virtualization? So basically we are creating an emulator. So anybody knows what is emulator? What is emulator? Those who play games all the time, they know what is emulator is.
Yeah, like for example, ZSNES for Super Nintendo ROMs. So
Yeah.
you're emulating the Super Nintendo with that program ZSNES.
Good. Yes, I have done it few years back when I was fond of emulators, but emulators I'm not doing it anymore. grown up out of that age, but yes. But what emulators does is you are actually creating a Windows physical machine is getting emulated into a virtual machine, and that is why he's using the word emulation of the physical machines. Different virtual hardware configurations per machine, per app. Yes, so for all those different machines that you have, you can have different uh, hardware configurations. You can uh, distribute different RAM, hard drive space. Uh, so you can do that. It's just pause. Hello. Oh yeah. Okay, you are able to hear me. Okay, so different operating systems per machine per app. So total separation of the environment will be each virtual machine will have a different file system, different services, different ports, different middleware, and different configurations. So based on that, if you take this same concept which you're seeing here on the cloud, so let's say this is the data center part, just assuming, and I say John will come and he will create his own virtual machine. Mr. James will come and he will create his own virtual machines. So as you are seeing, those virtual machines are actually separated even on the virtual platform. And your data, your apps will not mingle with James' data. And this is sometimes hard to digest with the old management, to say that no, our data will not mingle, because that is where Azure and uh, uh, Azure is promising healthcare data will not mix with other healthcare or other department or other critical. But if they are adamant, let's leave it at them. They are good with their physical machine. Leave it at that. But in general, this is the total separation of the environment: file system, services, ports, middleware, and everything. So Microsoft, it has provided in the marketplace, it has provided you different operating system. Uh, Sun Solaris, I think, or operating system, Windows operating system, Ubuntu operating system, or some other operating systems. Well, virtual machines are infrastructure as a service. Basically, you just bought a virtual machine, but let's say if you haven't installed the operating system on it, you haven't touched the platform part yet. You just acquired the infrastructure. And then when you choose that I'm going to install Windows on it, then you are actually choosing a platform. That when you choose that I'm going to install Windows operating system on it, or Windows Server operating system in it, that's where you are choosing the platform. Or Ubuntu, then you are choosing the platform. But before that, you are actually choosing the hardware infrastructure. That when you will be buying that, and then when I will be sharing you the video today for how to create a virtual machine or something, you will see that you will choose the type of the hardware that you want to choose, or type of the virtual machine you want to choose. And once you choose that machine, you actually acquired the hardware. Now what you want to do with that hardware, it's up to you. What window Obviously hardware is a hardware, it will be a sitting virtual machine, sitting purchase. But on that purchase of the virtual machine, you actually need to have a operating system. So that's where you will hit the pass part. But initially, when you purchase just the machine, then it will become it is the IaaS. Now, once you purchase the IaaS, or you have the virtual machine, you have the total control of the operating system and the software. Uh, if you are just creating a virtual machine, you have total control over the operating system and the softwares you are going to install. So let's say you choose Windows on it. That is just your piece, your Windows operating system that you are going to install. Your softwares, your Microsoft Windows, your Office 365, which you're going to install. Any virus that will bring that virtual machine down is your responsibilities. And if you give that responsibility to Azure to maintain it, then that becomes PaaS machine, because all the Windows updates, all the restrictions on that system, port wise, software, not really the software wise, the Windows update wise, or uh, not the software wise. But if you are saying that, hey, Windows, you or Azure, can you update this operating system or update this, or you will be gradually doing the Windows update on that, then Azure will be doing that updates for you instead of you doing it. So you are not actually giving them the full authority if you are just keeping the infrastructure with you. But if you say no, you go ahead and update that. So that is where you will, at the moment when you create the virtual machine, you have the full control. But if you say no, we are going to take the virtual machines from them, and this is the basic virtual machines that we are getting with them, and we will be installing our softwares on it. The operating system level update part, if it belongs to Azure, then it is a PaaS machine, because you are asking them to upgrade. So suppose we have a lot of virtual machines and custom images already on that. So for example, it might have Windows operating system on it, and obviously how the look and feel of it. Let's say in Windows, we don't want certain features, or we don't want certain uh, it's a blown down machine which will not be able to do certain, people will not be able to go to control panel, or will not be able to create new users within that machine. Then there are custom images as well that you can buy out of the box. There will be just a plain Windows 10 or Windows 11 that we can buy, but there will be some custom images on that. I haven't gone on and bought any custom images, but they are available on the marketplace. Can run any applications and scenarios. You can install web apps, web services, databases, desktop application, jump boxes, and gateways. So this is where I will stop with the virtual machine and lecture for today as well. What I'm going to share with you guys in the D2L as well, or in the chat window if I can. I don't know whether I can share a big file here or not, or a big window here or not. But I am going to share today with you that how you will create the virtual machine. Now, thing to keep in mind, and then you can watch that video. But once you create the virtual machine, make sure, or it will be a video, so you might have to pause a little bit and then watch it, pause a little bit and then watch it. So you might be looking at the video yesterday from the resource group video that you looked at. It was showing you that, think of the last screen that you will see is a kind of a receipt that this is what you are actually taking from me. And when you click create that virtual machine or be done with it, just when it will say this is the summary, and when you click create and done, then it will actually create the virtual machine for you. But when you create it at your system and do that, make sure you will be deleting that virtual machine as well. Maybe I'll actually do that practically as well. See, with my account. So let's see if I can dig my account and I can get out from that in the last moment while creating a virtual machine. So this is today we're gonna create Azure um, into my Azure portal. So I do have a resource group already created. I can create another resource group, and as you saw that yesterday, that creating resource group, I'll create a new resource group. Creating a resource group will not cost you anything, so I'll just say Azure VM. The author or the links that I'm going to share in the video, you saw it yesterday. He was mostly choosing Europe because the videos are mostly from the European side of things, but I can choose US East or East US 2 or something like that. I can also choose, let's see if I can say Canada. It's showing me just Canada Central. What about Canada East? Canada East as well. So let's see. I'm in Canada Central, so let's go with that. So as you see this, it is going to create another resource group. Let's see. Tags. No, I don't care about tags. Review and create. And it has created another resource group for me. Creating the resource group will not cost you anything. So if you go back to home, and now if I want to add a resource, so if I'll just say see all of them, and I have just one. Where is my other one that I just created? Resource groups. Oh, it didn't create for me. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly do that one more time. Azure VM. Create. So as soon as you do that, it shows you here. Okay, yeah, here you go. Here it is now. The first one that so I accidentally created it in East US. So can I edit that? Yes, I can. Actually, I can go back into this, and can I change the region location? Can I change the location? If you guys see the location, let me know. I'm also looking for a location, source location. It's not showing me the location. And it's hard coded. It's not like clickable and I can change it. I don't want to delete and do it, but that's okay. I can do that as well, but location is not. So once it's done, so it is one lesson more learned. So once you choose the wrong location, you are stuck with it. That's what I feel, because other things I am able to change. So let's delete this resource group. Type the group name. So I'm just going to type the same group name, and I don't need this resource. So I'll just say yes and click delete. So it is asking me, so it is good that it is asking me that I'm deleting it, and it's asking me to type its name again. So I'm not just accidentally deleting something which I don't want to be. So let's say if I'll go ahead and refresh, should be able to. If I'll go on resource group, it did not delete this. Let's go back inside. Oh, it is deleting. It's in the process of deleting, so that's okay. So that's good. I was just wondering why it is not deleted. So see, it is little picky on its thing. It takes its own time. You don't have any control over it. That it says it's deleting, but it's not deleted yet. So it will be deleting at some point anyway. So I'm just going to create another one, but make sure that I'm not entering the I'm not running with it. I'm just going to select the proper region which I intend to select. This Canada Central first, and say Azure -VM one because it's in the process of deleting the previous one and I don't want to mix it up with that. So just say review and create. And then create. Okay, so that one is already deleted, the one I was waiting upon. And now this one is created with Azure VM1. So I'll go back home and I'll say I want to create a resource and I want to create a virtual machine. Which one I should do? Maybe I'll just do this, create, because it will take me directly there. If I'll click on virtual machine, then it will show me the plus button over there and it will eventually take me to this screen anyways. So it is saying that you will be creating this. What is the resource group that you want to use? So I will say I want to use Azure-VM1. This is the resource group. And remember yesterday when I was showing you a slide where you can resource all the virtual machines together, or the other idea would be in the developer resource group, you will say that I want to put everything under this resource group, which is the SQL database, virtual machines, Azure storage. They can all be grouped under that. So there is no silver spooning on that, but I want to just create a virtual machine with a virtual machine name. I'm going to say that this is my virtual machine, so I'll just say Azure dash course dash VM1. And is it okay that it liked it? Yeah, it liked it. So this is my virtual machine number 1 that I'm going to create in this region. And because of this resource was created in the same region, this resource group was created for the central region, it automatically picked up that this is what the intention is. But if I want to change it, yeah, I can change it still, that I don't want to create this machine in this region, but I can create it here. No infrastructure, availability zone, virtual machine set. So this is an availability question. This is an optional question. I can leave it at that for now. Security, standard. I don't want Windows. I don't want Ubuntu. I want Windows. So I have a choice of Windows 11 Pro. The selected image is not available. Select a different. Oh, so it was taking a little bit of time to bring it. First, it initially showed me an error, but then it immediately refreshed itself and corrected it for me. So when you see an error, wait for it. It is checking for the availability, and I'm not getting the error anymore. First time it was showing me an error. So let's see if I'll just choose this one. See, it showed me an error briefly, but now it is gone. And now if I'll go back and select this one and change back to SUSE Linux, I'm sure it is not going to show me the red mark. So it is a kind of a throw off that you have to keep in mind, that it will do it for the first time and you will do it. But anyways, it is not showing me anyways, so I'm okay with that. 64-bit operating system, 32-bit operating systems are the story of the past. And here is the billing portion of it. It is going to say that you will be charged $81 a month for this. So quite a big. So I need to see all the sizes. If I want to click on the sizes, I don't want to be dinged that much if I make a mistake. So the minimum one that is available to me, I'm looking at some options here. So these are all the different options. Like this is too much to choose from, right? And this is too much for me even. So I can change that. I want 4 gigs of RAM and I want just 2 CPUs will work. And then cost. So it is going to filter out some records for me automatically. Display cost monthly should be fine. I'm not going to look at every hour how much is being charged. I have reduced my virtual machines option from 581 to from so many to still 581. Okay, no, I have only left with 8 choices now. and I am not sure, so just read it out. Most used size by user in Azure is this one. It is going to cost me $33. This is one again call cost $33. So the cheapest that I can choose is this one. Can I choose this one now? Yes, I can choose this one, and then I'll select. So out of these, this is the minimum that I can see. Yeah, B2S I'm selecting, and just say select. $33 US will be created for me. Just saying, going to show, let's say, Kashan.admin. So this is the admin account. So I'm just going to name it as Kashan.admin. Just choosing for me. So I'm just going to say just a random one. Must be 12 characters long. Okay, that is a little bit of a ask here. Okay. Happy with that? Yeah. I'm not going to keep this anyways. Can I copy this password? Since okay. Both password matches. Okay, this is the good one. That how do you want to connect this? This will allow all the IP address to access your virtual machine, but RDP is the one. This is the way I want to log in, and we will see that what is that going to do. So once I'll say create and confirm, it is going to not going to charge me right away, but it will wait for it, and it's all. I think it is a. I will delete this virtual machine after the class anyways. So even if they will charge me, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, whatever, but let's see. Review and create. If I want next or disk, I want to customize anything, I can do that, but I'll say review and create. Let's save this password just in case if I don't forget and it gives me a grief.
Sorry, but did this RDP have like a operating system choice option for it?
It didn't ask. Yeah, I did choose Windows 10, remember?
Okay.
Networking. Okay. Validation failed for the following tab, networking. So networking. Okay, so I need to do something about networking. Where is the okay, so VM-NAT 1 has to be selected. That's okay. It will give me, okay, so the default IP addresses that it will going to give me, and Azure VM. Let's see if it does not give me any further grief. Going to create a kind of a summary of receipts. So every Azure page, it is working on it right now. So every Azure page will show you a final summary of everything that this is going to happen, so that you are making sure that you are aware of what is going to happen. So the resource group that I created, then the virtual machine that I created, the operating system, your question is answered, the username is have. So you know what? I will take the screenshot of it for the first time. I have created virtual machine in the past, but that was like 3-4 years ago. So why not just take a screenshot of it? So I will have some proof and information about it that this is what I did. So I'm going to take one screenshot here. So if I get dinged, I can at least say that this was created for this intention. and I'll take another screenshot. I trust that they will not ding me for that, but let's see if I can go ahead and delete it. So if I'll delete it after, because right now they are charging me 4 cents per hour. If I cancel it or delete it, they will, by the end of this lecture, I will be incurring maybe 10, 15, 20 cents or something. But anyways, so if I'll say create, as soon as I'll do create, and immediately after creating the virtual machine, I will go and check my subscription and billing area. Okay, so to be certain. So deployment in progress. Windows 11 virtual machine will be ready for me. It is coming from Azure subscription 1. We did create that yesterday, and the source group that it belongs to will be this. So it will take its time, and when it's doing it, it is doing its thing for me. So while it's doing that, I will upload the video in the D2L of how to create the virtual machine. Those videos might be a little outdated and whatnot. So you, as I was mentioning yesterday, you might have to navigate here and there, just like I'm doing. And that's why I left you guys yesterday to do some navigation on your own. But what I'm going to do, I'm still going to upload that video because you will be there and thereabouts when you will be creating the virtual machines. So it is taking its time. While it's doing that, I am doing another module in the course content. So tough. While it's doing its thing, you will be doing there as well. So you won't have to go through the recording and find out where I started creating the virtual machine. Instead, you can watch that 3 or 4 minute short video right there. So you will have it. And if you don't find it, you can always go back to how I did it and look at that video as well. Won't take much time, but it will give you some confidence because I did it here. So I'm going to chapter 9. Oh, wow. Okay. So it is taking its time. It won't. So might be they are deploying the image of Windows 11 into my infrastructure that I purchased now. So that is why it is taking some time. So they don't have a pre-cooked food for me that here you go. They are not giving it to me. Every time I make a purchase, they actually taking it inside the recipe and making it for me. So I have uploaded the video and okay, so my deployment is complete, and right about the time when I'm finishing. So I don't want to create another virtual machines and whatnot. So let's go back to home. When I click on home, the most recent activity that I have done is it has created the virtual machine. So this virtual machine is created 4 minutes ago. I'm going to create this again. And this is the important piece. I now need to see it. I now need to see that virtual machine. So if I click connect, I can click on this download RDP file. And it has downloaded the this RDP file for me. So once I double click this RDP file, it'll open up this interface for me. It is right there. Here you go. And it says connect. So once I'll do connect, it is asking me what's the username and password. So username is kashan.admin. Password is. Remember me, and I'll say connect. Shows me this message. And here you go. My Windows 11 machine is ready virtually that I'm able to connect now. But this virtual machine is not on my system. This virtual machine is available on the cloud. And I'm getting connected with it. And here's the IP address of this machine, 20.63.57.33. So first time I'm logging in, it is taking time. And here you go. So next thing, which I don't want to forget, I want to go back to my home page and go to, I can go to that machine as well, but I'm going to say cost management and billing. And under my name, what I have, Azure subscription. If I click on subscriptions, nothing so far. Maybe I don't know whether they will charge me or show me an update tomorrow on that. But as far as I'm seeing, there is nothing here. So let me go back in the VM section. I'm able to connect. These are this. If it can give me some specifics about this machine's billing, that will be awesome. But as I said, I might be canceling this subscription anyways fairly soon. Or this machine, I will be deleting this machine fairly soon. It's not giving me any billing information, so let me just say nothing bill. Nothing app in the mobile, this. I don't see anything. Okay, so far so good. It is not giving me any information about that. So let's go back to the virtual machine. Virtual machine is loaded as if I am logged into a brand new system that I bought from Staples. So I accept, and here you go. My Windows 11 machine is there. That's the beauty of having this machine on the cloud. This machine is 24/7 available for me as long as I have this RDP file with me. I'm going to disconnect for now. Click OK. I'm excited. I'm going to shut it down so I can say stop it. Stop this virtual machine. Now on the D2L, I'm going to finish off class now. And D2L, you will see that I have uploaded the video how to create a virtual machine. Interface might be, as I said, plus minus different, but this is how I created the virtual machine practically in the class which you just saw, or the one that you are seeing, the one that you are seeing in the video here. Okay, so the video is there and some class notes for today I have uploaded. So I will deal with this machine now. I have to decide, maybe I'll just keep it for a few days. Anyways, if it is not going to charge me more than $33 US, which is around $50, I would say, for a month, but I'm not going to keep it for a month anyways. If it takes me $10-15 for the next few days, I will keep it. But that's not an issue at the moment. I'm not looking at the money matters for it. I wanted to use it for a little bit and see what other things I can do with this one. Okay. All right. So any further questions here? Please do look at your D2L and get it update. If you want to create a virtual machine, create a virtual machine. And if you don't want to have it, make sure you delete it afterwards. So where is my virtual machines? I can go in the virtual machine section. Once you created it, it will not charge you too much. You can click on delete and be done with it. It won't be charging. And as I said, it is charging you 4 cents per hour US, which will be 5 or 6 cents for Canadian. So it is charged, it is not being that much. So if I'll keep it for a week or two, it won't be that much, but make sure you delete it